people should come see the reading of Red Ribbons because they're going to leave there different. They're going to be empowered, inspired. They should come see Red Ribbons, the reading, because I feel if you love theater in any way, I mean, you get the elements and entertainment of theater and what these actors are going to bring to the table under the direction of an amazing Aaron Braxton. But you're going to get so much more. I am one who firmly believes that theater changes lives. I know I love theater so much, but like I said, when you are in and you listen to a story or you see a story when it's live, I don't think there's anything else that can match that, you know. And that's just with art in anything. You can listen to an album when you see that entertainer live. That's what makes it special. And I think because theater is live, whatever your experience is, it's going to be special. You're going to take something away from it and it's going to stay with you. And there may be something in your life that will make that, you know, that will spark something that happens in Red Ribbons that will make you say, oh yeah, because there's lessons. I love theater because there's lessons. And like I said, depending on where you are in your life, at least for me, sometimes I leave and I go, oh, it hit me different because of where I am right now, you know, because of my friends, like I said, me writing this. If my friend hadn't told me what he said and I hadn't started and I hadn't remembered my other friends who was, you know, who said, I can't forget that I have this. I have to take this every single day. I have to shoot up. I have to do this, or I have to take this pills on my counter. I remember every single day that I am HIV positive. And I'm going, you know, there's a freedom. It's part of that freedom to just wake up and be whoever. They won't have that, you know? So I'm just hoping that people, and this is not a Debbie Downer play. This is not like, oh God, it says that. There's a lot of humor in it. It's just a slice of life in the lives of these two people and how they navigate the world that we live in while being HIV positive. And I think it'll make you have a little more compassion when you leave. Hi, my name is Marlow Wyatt, and I am a playwright, and I have written a play called Red Ribbons that will be at the Voices of Victory, part of the Voices of Victory Theater series at the Victory Theater in Burbank. And if you want to know more about this play, just listen to this interview. The great thing about Voices for Victory is that they give you an option. It's a $10 donation. You can pay, you know, we can, but they suggest a $10 donation. And if you do not or cannot come in person, you just click the link when you go to the victorytheatercenter.org, and there's two links. There's a link for in-person tickets and a link for Zoom tickets. So I do have a lot of friends who are on the East Coast who've purchased their Zoom tickets. So they're going to watch it virtually. So that is an option for those of you who are in LA and don't want to get in your car and experience 30 minutes of heat, of this heat. Or those of you who don't have air conditioning, come to the theater because it's air conditioning. That'll help. But yes, there is an option to come in person. I would love for you to come in person. But if you can't or don't feel comfortable coming in person, then you have the option of Zooming and listening to it as if it's a radio play. I often do that when I can't make it to certain theaters as well. And I like having the option. So that is available as well. What happened was Rashim Khanad, who's a producer, he created Voices for Victory at the Victory Theater in collaboration with the Victory Theater. He's a producer of it. And you submit your plays to it. They wanted to celebrate BIPOC voices. And so they had been doing the series during COVID via Zoom. And he called me one day. He goes, I want to do this play. I like this play, and they want to present it in a way that, in hopes that it will be produced. And so they give they give it a reading, and it's not just a reading. They add to it. They have, little stage directions, little staging, and maybe some tech to it. So it's an elevated reading. And they chose my play. It's really as simple as that. Like, I think they do a play every 2 months, and mine just happens to be the first one that's in person, because everything has died down somewhat. And so that's why we're inside of the theater. But normally this would have been done virtually, but this is such a huge play with the chorus and everything. I'm actually, like you said earlier, the timing is perfect, because I don't know. Well, I have no idea. It could have worked great, but it's just the way the play is written. It's just one long string. It may not have had the same effect via Zoom. So I'm very grateful and lucky that I'm the first one to be back in the theater for this series. And it's something new, I think. I think he just started it, and I might be maybe the 5th or 6th one, I don't know, or 5th one. But yeah, I'm just happy that they chose me, and I'm happy that they chose this play, because it's a very challenging play. Red Ribbons is about 2 people, a 16-year-old high school track star, Solomon, and 32-year-old common law wife and mother of 2, Nikisha. And they don't know each other in the beginning, in this play, but they come together because both of them have contracted AIDS from people that they love. Solomon got it from his mother, who had a drug issue, and he was born with it. And his mother has passed away in the beginning of this play. And Nikisha has gotten it. She finds out right in the middle of the play that she's HIV positive, but she's only, she's gotten it from her common law husband, who has been in and out of prison. That she's known since she was 14 years old. She's never been with anybody but him. And so it's about them meeting by happenstance, and how they kind of save each other, and the choices that they make, whether or not, I should say, how they're going to live with this. And they basically emotionally kind of take care of each other and give each other the strength really to navigate through this world, through the culture that they come from. So that's basically the gist of it, and how it ends, and what one decides to live fully and as she wants to, whereas Solomon, he's still 16 years old, she gives him the freedom to actually live, the freedom to say, this is me, I'm Solomon, this is what I have, I'm not afraid anymore. And it's the first time that he's ever lived in his 16 years, because he's growing up with his grandmother, who is very religious and doesn't want him to tell anybody, and it's out of fear. It comes from a place of love, because she's trying to protect him when she's doing just the opposite. I want people to remember, we have so much going on. I just want people to remember that, to be kinder to people. I want people to not forget about red ribbons, and to understand that, for people like me, it may be a moment in time. I remember, what was it, the 80s or the 90s, where everybody was wearing red ribbons, and it's like everybody's a benefit, and that was the cause. And we've had so many other things since then, and people have forgotten. And there are a lot of people who are still becoming HIV, contracting HIV now. I know someone personally who has, and it's shocking, because it's almost like you think that's over with, but it is not, and And I know that it's not because I watch, the few times that I do watch TV, I don't watch it a lot. I see all these commercials about the new drugs for it. And that always tells me, I was like, that must mean that there are more cases than is talked about, because now we have the coronavirus and monkeypox and other things that have kind of pushed this to the side on the shelf. And I just want people to remember that there has not been a cure yet, that this is not something you could take a vaccine and be, or get a shot for, that it still exists. People are still getting it, and to be kinder to one another, because you don't know what people are dealing with. And I think that that's in general, whether it's HIV or anything, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I've learned that it's like, you have no idea. You can't base people's life and feelings on how they look, how healthy. Well, he looks healthier. It's like, yeah, he takes care of himself, but there's something that he has to deal with, or she has to deal with. And that's another thing I want people to go away with too, is to not look at HIV as a gay male disease, infection virus. It is not. The number of people, and it's not a third world issue. It's something that still exists. So many women, a lot of Black women, which is why I created the character Nikisha. And one of the things specifically, nobody in this play who is HIV positive, as far as the characters, is gay. Nobody, I specifically said, I want to write two characters who are not gay, who are not drug users, and who are not promiscuous. That is why Nikisha, the lead, has only been with one guy her entire life. And Solomon, of course, he was born, there was nothing, And so, because that's one of the things, if people find out you're HIV, they kind of go, what did you do, in the back of their mind? And it's like, these people did absolutely nothing. This is a woman who loved her man and was only with him, and, wanted the two kids and the picket fence and the everything, but it didn't turn out that way. Nothing she did. And, but she knows she can't tell people that. She knows the consequences of saying, oh, my common law husband gave me HIV. She knows the consequences of that. And for Solomon, a 16-year-old, to live in this world of social media, what do you say? This play takes place in 2010, so it's not, we haven't gotten to TikTok and all that things yet, but it's still YouTube, it's still social media, and cell phones and things like that. So what do you do with that? I watched a documentary about these teenagers in the South, because that seems to happen a lot, who, are HIV positive. And I guess a guy she was dating was mad at her and sent something to, all this. Basically, he told everybody in a nasty way. He was like, this BITCH has AIDS, And I just thought, oh my God. And I think she got it from her mother. I think her mother was a drug user or whatever. And I just thought, kids, people say kids are cool, but it's one thing to be cruel on the playground or cruel and you say something to somebody else, but it's another thing to be cruel and push that button with, and things go out to the World Wide Web. You cannot undo it. You cannot, you can damage the lives and the emotions of people just by that, when they're already dealing with the fact that they have it themselves. Do you know what I mean? So I just want people to be conscious of those things and maybe leave with some knowledge, and just to remember. As a playwright, what I am looking for when I watch this reading is actually, this will be the second time that this play has been read publicly. The first time was at the National Black Theater Festival, and it has changed since then, not significantly, but it was, so that was the first time I saw it. So I'm just looking for really what the actors and Aaron are bringing to this. I'm looking to see the story that I wrote in my head, to see it come to life. So I'll be there just like everybody else as an audience member. I'm not going to rehearsals for this. I just want to see it with an open mind and hear the story as if it's, for the first time for me as well. So I'm going to see, the results of the process of these actors and Aaron and what they bring to the table to bring this story to life. They breathe life into this, into my words, in the actions. And so I'm excited. I'm excited to just go and sit just like everybody else and see what transpires. Please come and support Voices for Victory and Red Ribbons on Sunday, September 11th at 5:30 at the Victory Theater in Burbank. You can get your tickets if you want to watch it, live stream it, or in person, which I prefer. Just go to thevictorytheatercenter.org and just click on the button and you're good. And we'll see you on Sunday. We won't take up too much of your time. I know it's football season. Somebody told me you can go watch football afterwards. So you can do both. It's a nice balance of that creativity and then that sports energy. You can end your day watching whatever football game is on. I don't know. I don't watch it, so I have no idea. But I was told that by a couple of friends of mine. It's like, that's the opening of the season, right? And I'm like, why would I know that? But I mean, it wasn't left up to me of what date. So, but yeah, you can do both is all I'm saying. Have some balance. Come see an amazing reading and then go home and watch football, and eat a hot dog or something. That's so American. Now that's American, right?